An incredible six-wicket partnership between James Hildreth and Peter Trigo saw Somerset complete the second highest run chase in their history as they raced to a 5-wicket win over Sussex to move above their opponents in the LV County Championship table. Somerset lost 4 wickets late on the third day to resume on 155 for 4, still 241 runs away from their target, and there was no sign of what was to come as Hildreth and Alex Barrow began cautiously and with a bit of fortune from time to time. Hildreth was close to being run out after being called through for a sharp single by Barrow. Then, next ball, an edge by Hildreth fell just short of the wicketkeeper. Hildreth was put down at short leg, although these kind of chances either stick or they don't. And the same could be said of the opportunity that came Ben Brown's way behind the stumps off Chris Nash. Hildreth was on 28 at the time. I should point out that in between these moments there were some good shots played by both batsmen in an important partnership which laid the foundations for what was to come a little later on. 30 overs passed by and much of the morning was seen off, as this pair added 76 runs on this day and 80 in total to take the runs required down to 165. It was perhaps inevitable that it would be Steve McGoffin to break the stand as he found the edge of Barrow's bat to have him caught in the slips by Matt Pryor for 40. Importantly, Hildreth was still there and he completed a hard-working half-century just before lunch. He'd required 108 balls and had struck 8 fours. And he was still there as the players came out for the afternoon session. Trigo was now with him and he had one thing on his mind, and that was to attack. Back in 2009, Somerset chased down 479 for 6 in the last innings to beat Yorkshire in Taunton. On that amazing day, Errol Sapire and Marcus Trescothick had put on a big 100 stand at the start of the innings, leaving it to Trigo to finish things off with a stunning 100 off 54 balls. Although this wasn't quite at that level, there was a sense that history was going to repeat itself, as Trigo soon went after the bowling. He was charged up here, and this glorious sweep shot off Monty Panesar took him to a 50 off only 46 balls. He was now at his belligerent best. Panesar was convinced that he'd got Hildreth out off a combination of bat and pad. Bouncing down the pitch like Zebedee, he could hardly believe it when the umpire remained unmoved. Trigo was by now doing anything but. Down on one knee, he stroked Nash over the mid-wicket boundary for another 6. Before following that up to the next ball he faced with an even bigger shot. Suddenly it was all looking rather easy, and even McGoffin faced some punishment, with the terrific Trigo hooking him into the seating for his 4th maximum. 14 runs came off the McGoffin over as Somerset were now cruising towards their target. The final ball of that over also took Hildreth to his excellent 100. He may not turn heads as he was doing a couple of years ago, and he rarely gets mentioned when anyone is talking about England, but this has been another superb season for the man who celebrates his 28th birthday on Sunday. This was his 3rd ton of the summer, and it had come off 174 balls, and it included 15 fours. The winning hit was rightly left to Trigo, who took his side home with his 12th 4 to finish on an effervescent 89 from just 72 balls. Between them, this pair had hammered Sussex for 166 runs in only 25 overs. It was brilliant stuff. And the 19 points they accrued was enough for them to leapfrog their host into 3rd place in the table. 2nd is still possible, and that's a position they've got used to, but on this occasion they won't mind finishing as runners-up one little bit. Sussex dropped to 4th after securing just 4 points from a game they can hardly believe that they'd lost. There's still prize money to play for as we move into the last week of the summer.